Hey everyone, it's Dylan with CT Aquatics, and today we're going to be fragging some coral. When fragging coral, I like to use the Griffin Aquasaw XL. If you haven't seen the video where we set that up, you can click here to watch that. The other tools that we'll need today are actually pretty simple. All you're going to need is a container like this white one here with your coral in it. I have another small container in the back there for rinsing my coral. And then I have a container here that I'm going to put some iodine in to help the coral heal after they're cut. I also have a few different size frag plugs and some super glue so that we can attach the coral to some new plugs. Let's get cutting. So now I have all of my material set up and ready to go. I've put some fresh water into the saw, and now I'm just going to get the iodine solution ready. So I have about a gallon of water in this container right here, and I'm just going to use this Lugol's from Brightwell, and I'm pretty much just going to use 1 dropper full for this gallon, and then I'm going to stir it up, and it should just create a kind of light tea color to the water. So you can probably see it does have a slight yellow tint to it, and that's all we're looking for. And then I'll start grabbing the coral, I'll cut it, rinse it, and then I will start getting the frag plugs ready for gluing. So I'm just gonna reach in to my container here that has the coral in it, and I'm gonna pull the first frag out. Not sure how well this shows up on camera, but we have Darth Maul porites right here. And I'm going to cut this main circle out and keep that for growing. And then all of the bits on the side are going to be cut up into maybe 10 or even 12 frags for selling. So simply enough, I'm just going to turn the saw on and start cutting. So now I have this, after I rinse it, this will be our main piece. And then I'm going to rinse the rest of this before I cut it anymore, just to make sure it stays clean. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut the original frag plug off of this before I glue it down onto its new frag base. All right, now it's rinsed off. I'm going to drop it in the iodine while I get the base ready. I'm going to dip that in the water as well. I'm going to put a drop of super glue onto it. And we're going to just drop that right in the middle. And now we have a new colony for growing. And I'm just going to let this sit and heal in the iodine solution while I cut the rest of them up. So now I'm going to just take this, and like I said, I'm going to probably cut it into 12 new pieces. So I ended up with 8 pieces. Now I'm just going to rinse them, and again, they'll go right into the iodine. Now we can get the frag plugs ready for gluing. So I'm going to do 4 on these circular discs, and then I will do 4 on these small square plugs. So I'm just going to put a dot of super glue on each one, and then I'll grab the pieces out and put them in place. Now we have the glue on, and I'll just start grabbing the pieces. I do think I'm going to trim up some of these just because there's still some ceramic plug on them that I'd like to clean up just a little bit. So now you should be able to see we have a grow out colony on a big plug and then 8 additional small frags for selling. Now we're just going to put these into one of the frag tanks, and then we're going to continue on and frag up the next 2 pieces. So now we are back to the saw. I'm going to grab my next piece and go through and do pretty much the same thing. We're going to cut the middle portion out, split the sides into more frags. So this piece is another porite. You can't see the colors that well right now, but it is the Grinch porites, which under light is a beautiful green and red. So let's get cutting on this piece. So I decided to start this one a little bit differently. I just cut the corners off. That way, once I split it into frags, I don't have to cut the little pieces off of each frag. I can just pretty much split this and then it's ready to glue. So now I'll go and cut that middle piece out. So there we go, there's the middle section. And then our piece to frag. All right, the first piece is rinsed. I broke one of the plugs, but I will glue it onto this one instead. And there we go. We have a new grow out colony. And we're just gonna place it right in the iodine. Now I'm ready to frag up the rest. So there are 9 pieces here cut. I'm going to rinse and start gluing. We're going to give these just a couple minutes to soak up some iodine, help them heal, throw them in a tank, and then we'll cut up the last coral, which is a chalice. Now finally, we're going to grab the last coral, the chalice, and start fragging that up as well. So this coral has outgrown the plug that it's on. It has grown over the edges, and so we're going to, again, cut this up. This is going to be a few less pieces than the previous 2. But we're still gonna cut it up. So this piece, I'm just gonna start cutting frags off and we'll see how much is left at the end for a new grow out colony. Quick rinse, some super glue, and the chalice is ready for the iodine. Now I have 3 more chunks that I'm going to start cutting into frags. Just want to rinse them off first. This one's going to get cut in half. Now, this piece is not really attached to the ceramic, so I'm going to cut this off before I frag it. And actually, I don't even need to cut it, as it kind of just popped right off. And although it is a bigger piece, I do think I'm going to leave this kind of how it is. So let's just get some glue and put it on this plug. This last one's attached pretty well, so I'm just going to cut it. And now I just need a couple more frag plugs. So that's it for actual cutting today. I'm gonna bring these to the tank. I'll show you me putting them in the tank and then show you all of the frags now that they're ready. So as you can see, we have our 8 Darth Maul porite frags on the right, and we have our 9 Grinch porite frags on the left. Now I'm gonna start adding the chalice pieces in. I'm not sure which kind of chalice this is. It has a nice deep purple base with an orangish red speckling to it. It's one of my favorite chalices that we have here. So I'll either have to come up with a name for it or do some more digging to figure out exactly what kind it is, as this was a no name when we bought it. Hopefully you can see all of these colors in the video. Now that they are in the tank, I'm just gonna hit them with a turkey baster to knock off any more dust or debris that may have gotten on them during the cutting process, or any slime that may have built up on them due to stress. Hopefully you can see all of the beautiful colors on these coral now that they are under their correct light. Like I said before, the Darth Maul porites are a kind of pinkish purple base, even reddish, with some like black and white almost polyps. It's kind of hard to describe. Then we have the Grinch porites, which is a nice deep green base with red polyps. And then, like I said, we have this beautiful chalice with a purplish base and orangish reddish polyp speckles. So now I'm gonna go and show you the grow out colonies in the other side of the frag tank. We have the Grinch grow out colony and the Darth Maul grow out colony. So the back of the Grinch right here is a little bit pale because it wasn't getting much light before, but now that I've cut it and noticed that, I've spun it around just so that it can get a little bit less shadowing, and so hopefully this will color back up pretty quickly. Now I'm just going to add the chalice grow out colony to this tank. So there you go. you've gotten to see us cut up some coral and get them ready to sell. Hope you enjoyed what you saw, and remember, if you enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications to join us on our journey through the sea. Or drop a comment below if you have any ideas for future videos. Thanks for watching.